That Don't Sound Right is a podcast about talking the way we did before the internet.
When you could not prove anyone right or wrong, all the expertise was contained in the people involved in the conversation.
We hope you enjoy our conversations. And as you listen, if you find yourself silently saying, "That don't sound right," send us a comment. You're one of us. Get up speed, as much speed as you can get over about a tenth of a mile, not much. But both of them are not chickening out.
Welcome back to another episode of That Don't Sound Right, a podcast about talking. We're your co-hosts. I'm Peter Billman.
I'm Cecil Davis.
And we're just trying to have a conversation without Googling it, fact-checking things. Those things can so easily kill the conversation.
The conversation for me this week has been about what is happening tonight, but it will have already happened by the time this episode airs, and that's the big fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and I'm really not familiar with Jake Paul. I'm not familiar with him at all. He's to some kind of YouTube.
Be like one of us fighting Mike Tyson.
Well, I heard Jake Paul was popular.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he has a lot of followers. But I just want to say,
you're looking forward to that?
I'm not a Mike Tyson fan. No, I'm looking forward to it. But I just want to say, I think Mike Tyson would just knock him into the next century. I really do. I think people have forgotten how hard that guy hits.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see for a few hours.
I have a feeling it's going to be disappointing. I feel like all these big fights just end up being meh.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
A fight is mostly spectacle. And, a good fight is mainly a big spectacle,
right.
Big show.
Well, hopefully.
But I really think people have forgotten how tough Mike Tyson was in the ring.
Well, we'll see.
Again, not a Mike Tyson fan.
Where can you watch it tonight or last night? Where did you see it last night?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I think they're testing out the capability. Actually, somebody told me this today.
It's live.
That they're testing out the live streaming capabilities of Netflix ahead of the December bowl games. So I think Netflix must be airing some December football games.
Did they pick up some of the bowl games?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, so tonight's topic we'll jump right into. I just need to add a disclaimer. Do not try this at home. Now, I know we've talked about this before.
We've talked about things one should not try anywhere.
Landing an airplane, stealing a train,
which we've got
building a submarine.
We've gotten some emails about those things, about landing planes.
Yeah, we got some strong email this week.
We
really
did. I got many emails about yawning.
Yeah.
Some people yawned during that episode. Did you yawn during the episode?
I did not yawn during the episode.
I did.
I did not.
I was driving and listening to it. I yawned.
Yeah, I did not yawn during the episode. But we got some strong text about it too.
Oh, we got some texts?
Absolutely.
On the secret text hotline. What did they say?
Even the product tester weighed in and said that, remember? You were on the text line.
Oh, I don't remember now.
Yeah, about having to, he'd have to stop a sermon if he had to stop it.
Oh, right. That's right. And we wouldn't want to have to. Well, the bottom line is if he sees you get up in the middle of the sermon, he knows you're baiting fat.
That's right. So do not try this at home.
What are we not trying at home, Cecil?
So did you ever play any version of Chicken when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah. Chicken. This is where one person faces off to another into a game of wits and nerve.
Right. Mano y mano.
It's kind of like the drinking the poison in The Princess Bride, right?
Yes. That's a big game of chicken.
That's right, with Iocane Power.
Yeah. The Princess Bride, I'm sure everybody catches that reference because that is a popular movie. So what was your game of chicken growing up?
On your bike, riding your bike head on into each other. And whoever, turns away to avoid the collision is the chicken. I always chickened out.
Did you?
I always chickened out.
Did you ever?
Oh, every time. I would jump off of a ramp by myself and go flying out over something, but head on into somebody, chickened out.
Do you think kids still jump off ramps?
Yeah.
Like build ramps and jump off them?
Oh, yeah.
It's universal.
I think that thing, that'll never stop. We were, the one or two times it snowed here in the past 10 years, people were building ramps to launch their sled on. So ramps are still a thing.
We would do that here, build ramps to launch the sled. Did you ever pre-decide which direction you would go when you played chicken on a bike? Like you go right, I go left.
I know. I don't think I never.
That's not free chicken if you
No,
decide.
it's not. That means you're already planning to divert. I'm always planning to go straight.
Yeah. So you would chicken out.
I would chicken out. Yeah.
You ever done it in the car?
No.
I can't think if I've ever played chicken in a car before. I was on all right, so the game of chicken, for those of y'all for all of our international listeners, is where one person challenges another person to whatever activity it is, and then you win by not chickening out, by lasting the longest. So if you're hanging from a bar, whoever can hang from the bar the longest, right?
That's a bit of endurance, not really.
Yeah, well, endurance.
Fear, right?
Well, right, not fear. And so you're riding bikes toward each other, playing chicken in a car, which is incredibly dangerous. Yeah.
Right.
This was during the 80s, so it makes sense in the 80s, but we were on a school bus one time, and we had a high school driver, and the bus...
Oh, a high school driver.
Yeah, we had a high school driver.
Were you in middle school?
I was in middle school, and high school drivers would drive the bus.
I think I remember you telling me about this.
About this incident?
No, not this incident, that just high school kids would drive the middle schoolers around.
Yeah, does that not happen anymore?
I don't know. I don't remember it ever happening.
Yeah, we had a whole group at our high school. In fact, I took the course.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, I took the course to drive the school bus in high school.
In the world, can you imagine?
But I didn't end up doing it. But yeah, so high school kids would drive us middle schoolers around in bus. The big normal size bus.
The big yellow bus, yeah. I mean, you have to have a commercial driver's license with a Class C rating around here to do that. Or
I don't think, you took a course so you could get the Class C in high school.
Wow. But they changed the law. I think they changed the law. You got to be 21 to go
right.
on them.
So this was back when you could still drive a bus. My dad drove a school bus in high school. He drove kids around. I
bet you your dad drove when he was 17.
Well, yeah, he started driving probably when he was pretty young.
Yeah. But playing chicken.
So we lived in Cary, and right between these two streets, it was Union Street and like Cornwall Street. There was these single lane roads that went around a park. Okay. Like there was a little creek that ran between these two streets.
This is Cary, North Carolina.
Cary, North Carolina.
A suburb of Raleigh.
And there was this little creek, and it had like basically a one lane road in this residential area that kind of circled the creek. But they connected on each side to these larger roads.
Okay.
One day they were dropping off kids. So my bus was dropping off
What was your bus number? Do you remember?
I don't remember the bus number. And remember, I mean, these buses were packed. And so we would stand up. I mean, there would be people standing up. Windows were down, and people were standing in the aisle until the first couple of stops.
Because it was so full?
It was so full.
Oh, you couldn't do that today.
Oh, absolutely not.
You couldn't do that.
Yeah, so people were standing in the aisles.
Standing room only in a school bus?
Yeah, they would pack them in there. And
I'm surprised you survived.
So then our bus turns in one end of this one-lane road, and a school bus on a different route turned in on the other end of that one-lane road. And you can see each other. It's not even a tenth of a mile long.
Okay, so you can see it happen. You see this was about to go down.
And these two high school guys decide to play chicken with the buses.
With the kids in there.
With the kids.
Standing up in the aisles.
Yes.
Just that.
Yeah, and so
it's a one-lane road.
It's a one-lane road. It's like a car and a half, basically, wide.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's definitely not two buses wide.
It's not two buses wide.
It's barely a bus wide.
They get up speed, as much speed as you can get over about a tenth of a mile, not much. But both of them are not chickening out. And like we're all, our bus is yelling, cheering us.
Where are you sitting?
I was pretty close to the front.
Okay.
And the other bus is cheering them on, and neither one of them are chickening. I remember this vividly. Neither one of them are chickening them out. And at the last second, they turned the buses, and thank God they turned them the opposite ways and hit the brake, but they were so close they clipped each other's mirrors.
Oh.
And I remember they were like, they had a little discussion about what they were going to talk about when they got back to school, and I would try to explain.
Why is your mirror?
And I just remember the guy just turn around saying, none of y'all better say a word about what you just saw. I mean, he was our school bus driver for the rest of the year. So
he maintained his employment.
Now, I guess. I don't remember there being any repercussions.
And no one snitched.
Yeah, nobody was going to cross the line, man.
That's what's amazing. I mean, you got 44 plus kids in there. Certainly someone was going to tell their mom.
I was like, Dad. That was a very vivid memory of childhood.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I don't want to burst your bubble here.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that was all staged? that these two guys knew each other and said, let's scare these little kids and let's
I guess it could have been.
let's do it on a road where no one's going to see this happen.
Right. Well, this is a residential road. There's houses on both sides.
Now they did break the mirrors. I don't think that was
the mirrors. Yeah.
Well, that probably was not in the plan.
Right.
They didn't realize that was going to happen. But it made it all the more real for you.
But can you imagine if they would have turned the wrong way and hit head on?
Oh yeah, that'd have been.
Because the only one buckled in. Well, he probably wasn't buckled in, but none of the students were buckled in. Yeah, everybody went flying. But the other game of chicken.
So, well, did you tell your folks when you?
Maybe. I think we were all.
But your parents like,
yeah, right.
You made it.
You made it. Yeah.
Something tells me a lot of kids told, and all the parents were like, meh.
I mean, again, it was the 80s. I mean, first of all, you went home and all of us were latchkey kids anyway. There was nobody to tell for the first 2.5, 3 hours.
How was your day? No, it's fine.
That was the biggest game of chicken I've seen. But you're talking about doing it on bikes. But we used to play, again, please don't do this at home.
Yeah, if we have any little kids listening, probably not. Don't.
I almost hesitate to even tell this story.
You got to tell us.
But you'd have your pocket knife and you would stand.
Pocket knife?
Yeah. And you would stand across from each other and you would be standing with your feet apart. And so you would throw the knife at a foot, at the other person's foot. And then you have to move the knife. You didn't move the knife, but move your foot to wherever the knife lands.
So it lands somewhere between your feet.
Right.
And so so basically you're taking your feet, which are spread out so far, and you're making it narrower. Because, okay. And then you pick up you pick up a
knife, and then you throw it in. You throw the other person's foot, and you're trying to get as close to their foot without impaling them. And as whoever chickens out first, either the thrower or the person being thrown at, then that was the game of chicken.
I have never heard of that.
You've never done that?
I have never even heard of that.
Oh, man. That was one we would play at camp.
What size knife are we talking about?
It was a pocket knife. It was...
It doesn't even stick in the ground then.
Yeah, it was... you could get it to stick out.
Yeah, if you do it just right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Too well.
There was no way you were going to, die.
No.
Worst case scenario, you might get nicked.
You could get nicked.
I mean, it could get bad, I guess.
It could go through your,
if you had somebody with a really sharp knife.
If you landed it right, it would go through your shoe.
The pocket knives I carried, you weren't in any danger if I had sharpened.
They were dull?
Yeah, well, I can't sharpen a knife very well. That's one of my Achilles heel, I
have a hard time with it, too.
My dad could sharpen a knife to a razor sharpness. I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah.
But I have tried. I've read all the instructions. I've got the special sharpeners.
How many different sharpeners do you own in your quest to sharpen the knife?
Right now, I have 2. Somebody gave me a really nice sharpener recently.
What is it?
It's got the 2 grooves in it, like a coarse groove and a ceramic groove.
Uh-huh.
And I can do pretty well with that one.
All right. You just run the knife.
You run the knife through it, yeah. But trying to drag a knife along a whetstone, man, I'm not good at that.
I've got this one that has the 2 discs.
What's that?
So it's got 2 hardened discs that are loosely mounted to a frame. The discs are loosely mounted; they can spin, but they have an overlap to it.
Oh yeah.
And so you put the knife perpendicular to the discs, and lay the sharp end in between where the 2 discs would intersect.
Right.
And you draw your knife across it, and the hardened steel smooths out your blade and puts a nice edge on it.
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that. I even have trouble with that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
This is the only way I can sharpen a knife.
Like I said, my dad could take a whetstone and make a knife sharp enough to shave with. Literally. Not even exaggerating.
He didn't do that to your knives because he knew you were out there playing chicken with them.
Right.
So you played this?
Yeah.
You played chicken with a knife?
Oh, yeah.
So how was, who won?
I don't know. I don't remember. I feel like it would always fall apart at some point. Like there was always some dispute about where the knife landed.
I'm not putting my foot there.
Yeah, it seems like every game of chicken like that would dissolve into some type of argument.
I thought you were going to talk about this. I remember seeing it on the movie Alien.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you would put your hand down, and I would put my hand on top of your hand. And then I would take a knife and I would pop it in between where your fingers are.
Isn't that the one where the guy does it with a robot or something?
Yeah. The alien does it. But I think the next level is when you put your hand so the guy with the knife puts his hand on top of the other person's hand and does it. Right. But the next level is where you swap hands.
Oh, really?
But I still got the knife. So the first thing I hit is not my hand. It's going to be your hand.
Right.
But the idea is that my hand is there so I know where to go.
Right.
But if I miss,
right,
there's no skin off my finger.
Yeah, I don't know why those games started. I think probably now I know where the knife game started. That started at summer camp, but I feel like a lot of games of chicken probably
summer camp.
Yeah, we played at summer camp.
Okay,
that's where that originated. Yeah, that's where I learned that particular game. I'm pretty sure that if the counselors caught us playing it, they would always stop us. Maybe that's why I always stopped it, is the counselors would catch us playing and say, "Hey,
maybe they broke it up.
Idiots, quit throwing knives at each other." I think probably most of the rest of the games of chicken I played involved one or more of my cousins.
Yeah, I feel like you and your cousins this would be a popular game.
Yeah, we probably played some variant of this over the years.
I feel like we're going to get some email.
Yeah, we might get some.
Do you remember when?
Right, exactly. But I don't know why people started playing any kind of games of chicken, really. I guess it's just to prove who's the toughest.
What about the game where you slap the other guy's forearm with your two fingers as hard as you can and you keep going until you can bear it no more?
Yeah.
You ever played that?
Yeah, we played that too. And we played slap, and that's where you've played slap where you hold your hands like in a prayer position and
prayer position.
Well, so I mean, like, you hold your hands together.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
vertically.
Yeah.
And then you have to see if you can slap the other person's hands.
Oh, the one I've played is you put your hands out
flat.
Yeah. The other person puts their hands on top of your hands.
Same game.
Yeah.
And then if you miss, it's the other person's turn to slap.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. That can if you got somebody that's good at that can hurt.
Oh, yeah. I used to play with my kids.
Yeah, my dad taught me that game.
For some reason, they like playing it.
Dad told me that game, and we loved playing it.
Oh,
and he could put some...
I bet you his hands hurt.
Yeah, his hands did hurt.
Good gracious. I mean, you have pharmacy hands, count pills. He has making iron tools hands.
Yeah.
He's going to... Oh, I can't imagine.
But we would play that in school, too, and we would get a little carried away with it.
Yeah. What about pencil war?
Yeah, that was always, banned at school, but we would play it. Oh man, that reminds me.
When you hold the pencil out, right, and you have to take the other person takes their pencil and tries to break it.
That reminds me, I saw something very similar to that I thought would make a great episode, but it fits in this. It's called Conkers. Have you seen this?
Conkers.
And there's like a professional level, and it's like, I think we call them in the U.S. Buckeyes.
Okay. They're like...
It's like a nut.
It's like a big acorn.
It's like a big acorn. I think we call them Buckeyes. They look like a Buckeye to me. But anyways, there's this international competition or national competition, and you put a Buckeye or this conker on a string, and you sling it at somebody else's conker, and then whichever one breaks, they lose.
There seemed to be... They didn't see too much skin in the game on this one.
These people seem to take it very seriously.
So here's a game. Here's one. I think this is a game of chicken. And I don't know if you'd have the nerve to do it. I don't think I would. But the big cheese rolling contest.
No, I saw that.
This?
Yeah, no,
have you seen this?
Yes.
Did you know that so far the 2-time female champion is an NC State grad?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no, I'm out.
Jack, my son, he's got the shirt.
Did he do it?
No, he didn't do it, but they were selling T-shirts at NC State with her name and face on it, saying 2-time champion.
Describe what this is.
So it's this massive, very steep hill. I mean, it's one of those hills where if you were standing on it, you could reach out and touch it, touch the hill. It's so steep.
Okay.
I mean, it's very steep.
So not far off of 90 degrees is what it sounds like.
It's not far. It doesn't, but it's very uneven.
Right.
And, it changes pitch. And I want to say the hill has got to be 100 yards long. I mean, it's a very long one. It's probably about the length of a football field. And the games is everyone's at the top and they roll a big chunk of cheese, big roll of cheese, and that's when the race starts. And the first person to the bottom is the winner.
Do you have to catch the cheese?
You don't have to catch the cheese, but you just have to get down. You have to.
Oh, I thought you had to catch the cheese.
You catch the cheese by getting down there before anyone else. But I don't think you beat the cheese, or
so it's just a foot race.
But
it's straight down.
You cannot run it.
Yeah,
because it's straight down, and so people are literally rolling and flying up in the air and hitting the ground. And
I'm sure there's plenty of broken bones,
face plants. Dislocated, whatever. Now that is a game of nerve.
I have done a mud run once, and that told me enough to know I would never run straight down a hill like that. When I saw that, I was like, nope, I'm out.
Is that part of the mud run?
No, I'm just saying, just running in uncontrolled conditions like that. Yeah, I was like, I'm out. That was a one and done for me, and I would not run straight down a hill like that.
Yeah, go ahead. I think we can do a Google authorization in this particular episode. Go Google the cheese roll. I think it's called the cheese roll.
Yeah, not exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I did run down Jockey's Ridge one time.
You ran down it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that steep?
It's steep, but not steep like you're talking.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Steep and it's all sandy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, we did something similar at the Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah. We tried sliding down on a piece of cardboard.
Did it work?
No, it didn't.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound right, but you've come to the end of this episode of Don't Do This at Home.
Yeah, just another public safety announcement. Don't try anything at home. Hey, before we close, we want to thank everyone for listening. And seriously, it's a serious thank you. Whenever I think about the people, our family that continues to listen to us, even though they hear us all the time, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the people that know us. They continue, y'all listen to us, but I'm also amazed that people that don't know us, y'all listen and you hang in there. So we really thank you. If this is your first time, consider hitting the subscribe button on the platform you listen with. But if you're that long-time listener, give us a rating and leave us a review so others can easily find us and join the conversation.
All right. And we got 101 followers on our Instagram account.
We broke the 100 mark.
We broke the 100 mark.
All right. What's our record so far for the most watches on one of our...
most watches is 2,100, something like that.
We hit over 2,000. Wow.
Yeah. That's usually when we're jumping on another, like a trending reel.
Gotcha. And we're on TDSR Podcast. That's our
TDSR Podcast.
Instagram. And our email is tdsrpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And our hashtag is TDSR Podcast.
Go for it.
That Don't Sound Right is a production of TDSR Podcast in conjunction with Campbell City Studios. I'm your co-host and sound engineer, Cecil. Peter is your other host and web designer. Camille is your barista, and she did some coffee slinging tonight. Emily is our graphic designer. Ella does our Instagram. Giorgio tests our merchandise. Brent is our international brand ambassador. And as always, listener number one is Scott. So until next week, keep talking.
Stay curious.